Welcome to Performance Anxiety, and thank you for listening. This week we're joined by Kirk Witt, Keegan Ferrari, and Matt Valerino of Four Stroke Baron. I'm really excited about these guys because they sound like two of my favorite bands combined. But I'm not going to tell you. You have to listen to find out who that is. They tell me about how they discovered their unique sound and what happened when they contacted Jorgen Munkeby of Shining about doing a sax solo for them. How did Keegan almost get left behind in Poland? And what exactly is a four-stroke Baron? They've got some really cool new music in the works, including a cover EP. Follow them on social media to get all that news. Follow us at Performance ANX on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe, rate, review, and share. And let's get things moving with Four Stroke Baron.
Let's just make it really awkward.
It's like a weird, awkward.
Yes.
Let's just make it
all
really
say it at the same time.
Let's just
We are Four Stroke Baron.
Or what if we just keep talking over each other?
This is
Okay, well,
this is.
well, we're Four Stroke.
Are you gonna start?
Yes.
Okay, so guys,
you guys are embarrassing me now.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just figure our shit out.
We are
Four Stroke. We're Four Stroke,
Baron.
Wait, we're gonna alternate?
and I have anxiety. Was that right?
Performance anxiety.
Performance anxiety.
I have
Shit.
performance anxiety.
Performance anxiety.
That's also
Ask my lady.
Awesome.
We're Four Stroke Baron, and this is performance anxiety.
Hey,
Beautiful.
all say it at the same time. Do like a few different takes.
No, I think that was it.
Was that it?
I think that's good. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
Awesome. Man, hey, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I'm really thrilled to have you guys on. The band Four Stroke Baron is like, you're one of my favorite discoveries of this year. And I know the album came out last year, 2018. I just found out about you guys like 6 months ago or so. And I've been listening to the album constantly. Planet Silver
Appreciate
Stream.
that, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is a really wild album. It is like nothing I've ever heard. But before I get too deep in the weeds on that, I want to know a little bit more about you guys.
Okay.
So you guys are from Reno.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that you born and raised out there, or you transplants?
Most,
I was born and raised in Reno. All of us have lived here most of our lives. I know Keegan and Matt were both born, I believe, in California.
yep.
Okay. So
But I've been here since I was 10. I think Matt's been here for even maybe earlier than that. So
okay. So you've been there most of your lives, at least.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
And has music always been a big part of your life? Is it? Were you playing instruments as kids in school bands and all? How did that get started?
I was a tromboner in 6th grade, but that was the extent of my elementary school kind of thing. But I personally played guitar, I think, since I was 13 or so. Pretty extensive with guitar, and then this band switched to bass and stuff like that. And I think my first band, I was technically a bass player. But I've been playing something since then, but I've been a big fan of music ever since I was 6 or so, give or take.
Yeah, and I started playing guitar when I was 8.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't come from a musical family or anything.
Okay.
My parents both listen to music, so
That's about the extent of it.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it. And it wasn't until I was maybe 15, I started actually recording stuff. And I didn't really play in many bands. I just kind of wrote stuff and recorded. And just have done that pretty much all the time since I was 15. And then I met Matt. I started jamming with Matt in 2010. We just jammed for a while, not recording anything. And then after a few years, we just decided to record the EP. And just on a whim, we titled it Four Stroke Baron. And,
we had a cameo there, too. So
yeah, there was Matt. He's busy doing stuff right now, so he couldn't join us for the whole thing. But
I was going to say, he's decided not to join us, but that's all right. That's all right. So getting the majority of the band on is a rarity for me on these shows anyway. So this is
Yeah, exactly.
So what were you guys listening to? What are your influences as far as when you're kids? I mean, not necessarily what influenced the albums themselves, but what were you guys listening to? What did you grow up on?
I grew up on, like, when I was little. I remember my first musical memory. I listened to Billy Idol a lot. And then I had one of my best friends. He had a few older brothers, and they would always listen to like Metallica, Pantera, Sepultura. So I started listening to metal when I was maybe like 8, and I was really into Marilyn Manson when he was big with Antichrist Superstar.
Yeah.
And then like my metal tastes kind of, I don't know, matured with age. And like in high school, just listened to a lot of like thrash kind of stuff. And,
really?
And then as I started playing more guitar, got into guitar music, all the usual suspects that people get into. And then that kind of turned into progressive metal. Okay. And then now it's just a little bit of everything. I don't really stick to one genre.
Okay. Keegan, what about you, man? What were you listening to?
For me, so my dad was a big classic rock guy. So like the first album that he ever bought me was Montrose, their first album.
Oh, wow.
And then,
yeah. Is that the one with Hagar?
Yeah, exactly. So it's him and Hagar, like Bad Motor Scooter and all that, Space Station number 5. Like OG stuff, man.
Yeah.
So then I kind of got into, like, I was really taken with guitar. So like the first album I bought for myself was Joe Satriani, The Extremist.
Oh.
So I got really into that.
Yeah.
Like Satch was always a fave. And then I got really into Frank Zappa. Like most of my like middle school and early high school experience was almost entirely Frank Zappa.
Wow, that's pretty deep for a high school kid.
It was some weird stuff, man. Like it was, and not too many people vibed with it like I did. So it was like really just my thing. But then, like I was like being like heavily influenced by guitar, liking guitar. I got into a lot of the metal stuff, of course. But I kind of went the cheesy power metal route. So, like, I was a big fan of Sonata Arctica, Camelot, Nightwish, stuff like that.
Dude, I love Camelot.
Camelot, yeah. Amazing.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm a Con fanboy, so I miss him. But, the new stuff's obviously great, too.
Yeah, the Con was the best. All right, so I've got a little Satch story for you. It is about as close as I get to Joe Satriani. So I lived in New Jersey, and this was probably mid-'90s or so. I worked with this lady. When I was in high school, I worked at a movie theater. And one of the employees there, name was Sue. Well, her husband used to jam with Satch. He lived out on Long Island.
Oh, shit.
They grew up out on Long Island. Yeah, he jammed with Satch. So, in fact, it was before Satch started the Squares and all of that. This is...
that's early on, yeah.
Yeah, this is... he just started giving lessons and all. And so the guy's name is John Riccio. I was starting guitar. I never really, I love playing guitar. I'm not good at it. I've, taken like 6 months worth of lessons, and I just like to make a lot of noise on it. And so I had a guitar that was kind of crappy, and I was like, I want a better guitar. So my buddy had said, hey, Sue's husband is selling one. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I went to go take a look at it. And it was like a little Mexican Strat. I still have it. It's nice. I like it. It's like this lipstick red, though. But I played really well, and the price was like $200 or something. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. So I buy it, and I'm playing it, and then Sue reaches out. She's like, you want to hear a weird story? I'm like, yeah, sure. So John sold you that guitar, and kind of felt bad about it. Coincidentally, Joe called him up one day and said, how's it going? Just kind of chatting. And he's like, yeah, I just sold this guitar. He's like, I'm kind of regretting it. I kind of liked it. It's like, you played really well. I liked it a lot. So 2 weeks later, there's a crate on their front door. Joe had sent him a Signature Series Ibanez to replace the guitar that I bought off of him.
Holy shit.
So
I think you deserve a free.
Yeah, exactly.
for that.
Like you should have given. Yeah, trade him back.
Yeah.
Trade it back to him.
Damn, where were you like 20 years ago? Damn it. So that's my Satch story. That's as close as I'm probably ever going to get on this show to Satriani. So
I have a pretty decent one too, actually. My dad was obviously a Satch fan as well and stuff like that, and we were supposed to go see him together. And I think I don't remember exactly what happened, but like I ended up not going to the show that he went to, but he sent me his backstage pass, and I sort of like forged the number so like I could also go backstage after the show.
Yeah.
So I talked to my dad after he sees his show, and he's like, yeah, like it was really cool to meet him. But the one thing I felt really bad about, I went to shake his hand afterwards, and I didn't really think I was giving him I wasn't trying to impress the guy. I was just giving him like a firm handshake, something like that.
Yeah.
And Joe starts going like, shake his hand, like, oh, wow. Whoa, man, that you've got quite a grip. Oh, and he starts like kind of like rubbing his hand, all this stuff. And so my dad was like, I felt pretty bad. Like obviously didn't intend to do it. So I see the show 2 days later in Reno. And so this guy comes out before Joe comes and meets everybody. And he says, hey, like, thank you all for coming tonight. Joe's really excited to meet all you guys. Just like some things before, we start, Joe's hands are very tender after playing the show. So please don't squeeze his hand too hard. And so I had to call my dad later. I'm like, dude, Dad, you scarred Joe Satriani for life. Like, he has to have a fucking disclaimer now at his meet and greets because of you.
That is awesome. Oh my, okay. That stirred up a memory here for you. And this isn't Satch, this is Vi. All right. So if you like Satch, you probably like Vi.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, I guess it was, 2004 or so. He came out with that Real Illusions album, the first one.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
So he was touring on it. I lived in Alabama at the time. And he was playing in Birmingham, which is like 3 hours away from where I lived. Mm-hmm. My wife loved the album. She's a fan also. We drove up. We had 3 kids. It's 2004. No, 2 kids. I don't know. We had 2 or 3 kids. I don't know. And
however many kids.
Yeah, it was somewhere around somewhere between the second and third. I don't know. Maybe we may have had the third. But so we drove up the 3 hours to go see him. And in fact, now I remember. Yeah, it was after the third one was born because all 3 of them spent the night at my mother-in-law's. Mm-hmm. So we drove up 3 hours to see the show, and it was in a little theater in the second floor of some like warehouse in Birmingham. It was really wild. I don't remember what the theater's name was, but it was a kind of a small venue for Vi. I thought it was really, it was really cool. So we got a great spot on the floor. It's all standing room only. And after the show, we went downstairs and they're ushering everybody out. And my wife's like, "Hey, let's try to meet him." Okay, sure. So she goes up to the head security guy, older guy, and she's like, and it was right around my birthday. So my wife had got me the tickets for my birthday. She walks up to me and she goes, "Hey, I know this is kind of unusual. It's my husband's birthday. He's a huge fan. Is there any way we can go and meet Steve?" Mm-hmm. And the guy, she's like, we drove 3 hours up from South Alabama to see the show. Is there any way we can do this? So the guy sits for a second and he's like, all right, he's like, just go downstairs with everybody else. Just wait for me. Wait a few minutes for me. I'll come downstairs. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is bullshit. We're never going to see this guy ever again. We go downstairs and people start to file out. And all of a sudden he's like, hey. Oh, and he's here. All right. So we walk over and he's like, all right, follow me. So he takes us down to the basement and we start following him through all these little labyrinths into the locker room area. So he's like,
Spinal Tap, yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. So he's like, all right, just stay here by the showers. He's going to come out. He's going to take a shower and then he's going to head out. So just hang out here and you'll meet him. So we're hanging out there for a little while and some guy walks by in a King's X tour shirt. I'm like, a tour manager jacket or something. I'm like, hey, man, King's X, awesome band. I love him. He's like, yeah, what are you guys doing here? I'm like, we're waiting for for Steve. He's like, oh, he's not coming through this way. He's all the way on the other side. He's out by the buses already. Where the hell's that? He's like, oh, that's like way on the other side of the building. Oh, shit. Suddenly, the security guy comes back. He's like, hey, I noticed you guys didn't have anything for him to sign, so I grabbed a couple posters and a Sharpie. Here you go. I'm like, that's awesome, but he's not coming this way. He's out on the other side of the building. He's like, follow me. And he starts running. He's like, we take all these little shortcuts. He opened up the store and he goes, he'll be right over there. We pop out like right in front of the tour buses.
Oh, God.
So we go out there and Steve's signing all these things. Everybody's got this big stack of stuff for him to sign. And he's like, all right, everybody, like, I'm signing like 3 things a person and that's it. Cause I don't want all this stuff to end up on eBay. Okay. Mm-hmm. He goes out. We work our way up to this crowd and we're like 2 or 3 people from him. And he's like, all right, guys, that's it. I got to go. Thank you very much. Like, son of a bitch. This is just not going to happen. Like, my wife's like, oh, hell no, it's happening. Steve's walking towards the bus. My wife runs and just grabs him by the shoulder and like pulls him around, spins him around. She's like, Mr. Vi. He's like, he looks at her like, who the fuck are you? And she's like, I'm a huge fan. My husband's a huge fan. She's like, this is the first concert I've ever seen. We just wanted to come and say hi and tell you how awesome it was. And he literally stopped walking. He said, this is the first concert you've ever seen? She's like, yeah, we drove 3 hours up to see you. And, you know, we're heading back right up. And this is like, you know, 11 o'clock at night. She's like, now we're driving back after the show. And she's like, so, you know, I just really want, it's my husband's birthday. We really want to see. And he's like, out of every show, you chose my show to see for your first show? Like, yeah. So he sit there and he started shaking her hand. He's like, thank you. Gave her a hug. Thank you so much for coming. Did you enjoy it? He's like, you got anything you want me to sign? I'm like, so I've got this like Steve Vai signed poster now. And all because my wife ran him down. So
she's a keeper.
Oh, she's awesome. So I made this show all about me now. So let's go back to you guys.
It's all good. We're going on tangents. Good.
So you guys, when did you guys meet? How did you meet and start playing music together?
So I met Matt just through Craigslist.
Nobody got murdered?
Yeah, no, it was the first and only good Craigslist experience I've ever had.
The fourth.
Yeah. And
Grabbing a beer. Hold on.
Yeah, I started jamming with him because I was in this hip hop band. Didn't really play much of an active role beyond like just kind of like strumming kind of some funk guitar stuff. Yeah, there's Matt, by the way. And, just kind of strumming some stuff. Wasn't like huge on writing in that band. When that band ended, I started looking for people to jam with. Like most people on Craigslist are just awful.
Yes.
And, but yeah, and Matt's picture, he had this huge drum set.
That sounds like my house.
Yep, got dogs and a doorbell.
Oh, that's definitely my house.
Deliveries.
Oh yeah, and then I'll have to edit this out. Actually, this would be a good time for me to take a pee for a pee break.
Go ahead, man.
Right back.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll just keep on talking with Keegan.
All right.
So this is how this show goes. It's a very casual show. So
it's all good.
All right. So now, how did you meet up with these guys? We'll go back to Kirk in a minute, but how did you meet up with these guys?
So I went to high school with Kirk.
Okay.
So I was a year younger than him, like a year. And we always kind of like, I think the way we've described it, we always kind of knew of each other as like guitar guys, but we weren't like really friends at the time and stuff like that. But we always kind of like, we were Facebook friends, and like, it seemed like once a year we would get together and jam. We would like attempt to do something.
Okay.
But we became friends later through, I don't remember exactly how we started meeting up. Like, it was just this kind of like weird coincidence that we all became part of this big friend group. And, Matt and Kirk had been jamming together with another bass player, and after a while, there were some kind of personal things going on, and they kind of, the way they faced it to me was basically, our bass player just stopped showing up. If you want to jam with us, like, that would be cool.
Wow.
And so I was like, I'm not in a band or anything like right now, and it'd be nice to have some sort of musical thing going on. And it was very casual when I joined. It was very much like you were three dudes that jam in a warehouse, and like twice a week, and it's just for fun. Like, we might play a show, maybe
But probably not.
Exactly. It was kind of the way that we sort of thought about it. It was kind of crazy because like 8 months after I had joined, it was like right after I had learned all the songs, that was when we got approached by Prosthetic. And so all of a sudden this very casual thing became not casual at all.
Suddenly kind of serious.
Crazy. Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I'm back.
All right.
Kirk is back.
So yeah.
Did the sound of the band change much when Keegan joined?
Not really. Matt and I still do most of the writing, and then Keegan comes in. Like, Keegan's there, really gives his input. So there's like, I guess, another opinion, but it's not like a huge impact on the sound. It's still mostly like kind of the way it goes is all like jam at home, write riffs, and I like record little ideas,
okay,
little mini songs, and then kind of show them to Matt or write them with Matt. But he doesn't sit there and like, Matt doesn't play guitar or anything, so he doesn't like jam along with me.
Okay.
Just kind of gives input, and then
we on a table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he'll just like, and then Keegan comes in, and we just kind of pick it apart. So
Okay,
nothing too drastic.
so you guys are trying to like shoot holes in it.
I was gonna say I came in after the first EP in King Radio.
Oh, okay.
So those were already basically entirely Kirk and Matt. So they had established the rhythm and the groove and everything. So my first contribution to the band was with Planet Silver Screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Keegan will contribute some ideas, and then rewrite his bass parts. Yeah, the sound hasn't changed drastically or anything.
Okay, yeah. I know that when with some bands, you lose a member, or you replace a member. Some, you can tell. But if you guys are the two main songwriters, then that makes a lot of sense.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
I was going to say our old bass player didn't really. He was not very interested in the writing process either. He
didn't do anything. So it was just completely. That was like 100% Matt and I.
Yeah, so it didn't disrupt the flow at all.
Yeah,
losing him.
Yes, Keegan's just like an addition rather than a change.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like we got our first bass player when Keegan joined.
So I'll tell you, speaking of getting signed to Prosthetic, one of the things I love about you guys is I went and checked out the roster on Prosthetic because I knew a few of them, a few of the bands on the label, Lamb of God and all, but everybody, when they have their roster, you look at all the pictures and everybody's trying to look more intense than the band before them. And I see your picture, and you guys are just sitting at a diner, drinking a cup of coffee or something.
Perfect. Yeah,
and I love that. That was my favorite photo of all of this. It was the best.
That's the reaction.
It really kind of sums up, I think, our approach to the band in general. Is we don't want it to be like overly. It's fun. That's what we want the music to be. Is we want people to have fun, and we want it to be known that we're just having fun, and that's really what that picture came from.
Well, it definitely comes across in that picture because everybody is trying to look intent, arms folded and scowling, and you guys are just
monochrome and
exactly, or it's just their logo, and you don't get to see them having a cup of coffee. So.
I think I was actually drinking a beer at like 9:30 in the morning.
That day
it was fine.
Looks like a shit show.
Yeah, that day was. Oh god, yeah, that day went to hell.
All right, Kirk. Now I have a question for you because I love your vocals. Hey, I can see you guys.
Yeah, hey.
And I'm sure you've heard this about 1,000 times, but when I hear the music and I hear you sing, it sounds like Roland Orzabal from Tears for Fears.
Yeah, from Tears for Fears.
And that paired with the heaviness of the music is what really drew me in. It sounds like Devin Townsend Project being fronted by Roland Orzabal.
Yeah,
and that two of my favorites. So you guys,
same here. That's and it wasn't necessarily on purpose. But when Matt and I were jamming and we started recording the first EP, none of us wanted to do vocals. I'd never sang before.
Oh, really?
Matt couldn't sing. The bassist couldn't sing, and we all tried some vocals. Wasn't really working out. We started auditioning people from fucking Craigslist again.
Rappers.
Yeah.
That's going to be the subtitle of this show.
Yeah, exactly.
The band from Craigslist.
Yeah. So I keep losing my train of thought. We
auditioning.
Yeah, started auditioning people, and everyone was just no one worked. I don't want to talk shit on them.
Right.
I mean, there was some really bad ones, some that everyone was just fine, but it just the singer makes such a huge difference and the way the music comes across.
Right.
That even if someone's good, but they don't fit how you kind of want it to sound, it just doesn't work, and it's not very fun to do.
Well, I'm sure if you guys are writing the music and the lyrics, you have an idea of what you want the vocals to sound like.
Yeah, exactly. And then the vocals are almost an afterthought. That's why on the EP, they're so buried, and there's like 20 layers of my voice.
Yes.
Because we were just doing it, just like, well, let's just put this. We wanted vocals. We didn't want to do an instrumental thing,
Right.
and so we just did whatever sounded cool by layering a ton of my voice. And then the second album, I started singing along to more CDs in the car to try to like find my range
Okay.
that is comfortable. One of the first ones I did was Baroness, because their vocals are so simple.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I could sing just like Baroness. So it's kind of like that, but I don't like doing growls or aggressive vocals. And then I was singing along to Tears for Fears, and I was like, dude, my voice fits perfectly with this guy. It was the exact same range. I could sing the whole Tears for Fears album effortlessly.
Oh, man.
So it wasn't really copying the sound. It just so happens my voice sounds exactly like that.
Fits within.
Yeah, and because it's not affected. I don't try and do all right, now we're going to make it sound like an 80s thing of metal. But it's just my voice singing melodies just sounds like that.
But that's something that you guys have done in the past. With each of the albums, you have an element of something that is completely not metal. Something jazzy or pop, like the song Cut. And I'm trying to, it's escaping me. I have it on my notes here somewhere. The song, the first track of King Radio.
It's over.
Yeah. You guys have always something interesting that doesn't sound anything like the rest of the song. Uh-huh. Like Cut starts off with this like interesting jazzy interlude, and then it just hits this brutal drum, and it's amazing. I love it. Are you guys trying to do something different, or is that just something like, hey, this is what I like. I've never heard these two things together. Let's throw it together.
It's never like, oh, let's throw these together. I mean, we all listen to a lot of different kinds of music, and I like whenever we're recording, I always kind of think of it as I don't know, I don't really, how do I articulate it? I write and record at the same time.
Okay.
And so I don't want to make music just to make music. Actually, it'd be way more fun just hang out with my friends, barbecue all day, and drink beer, and not even ever have to worry about music. So if I'm doing it, I just want it to sound interesting. So I just record things that sound super fun to me. And then we just get together and like Matt and I will bounce ideas off each other, just experimenting, dicking around with different things, different sounds.
Well, and if I remember right, I think the thing from Cut, you didn't intentionally write that for the album.
No,
right?
I didn't write that for the album.
Me and Kirk, I think we were hanging out and he played it, and we kind of laughed. We're like, damn, that's actually kind of kick ass, because it's just like it's like that 80s, like, sounds like an 80s workout
yes,
song.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
Team Cats are the little upbeats, and like so he played that, and then somehow we just started talking about like how are we gonna just, especially because it was our label debut, so we're like, how are we gonna throw people for a loop? We're on a very, very like really heavy metal based record label.
Yes.
And we were like, how are we going to throw people for a loop? And somehow we were kind of like, what if we start the album off with that weird 80s dance intro thing? And then people are going to be like, what the hell is this band? Why are they on prosthetic? And what's happening? Yeah. It's,
and then they get.
I won't make too long of a story, but we opened for Napalm Death in Europe, and that played. We were so excited to play that at a Napalm Death show.
It was our intro to the set.
So it was all these Napalm Death metal dudes ready to rock.
Yeah.
And it just went and you could see them looking around at each other like.
You could tell from the stage the confusion happening in the crowd. It was amazing.
I mean, luckily, they. I think for the most part, people understood it and liked it. But
we sold merch.
We sold merch, and there's people who. That's how we judge if people liked it. Hey, we sold merch that night, so that was just kind of a little short detour of that song and how funny it's been and how fun it's been to have on the record and to play live.
Yeah.
Well, it threw me because I'm trying to remember how I came. I think I was on Bandcamp, and I just threw in like Devin Townsend project just to see what would come up that's similar, because I was on a big Devin Townsend. Well, I'm always on a big Devin Townsend kick, but I was. I just wanted to see if he hadn't released anything, nothing was scheduled to be released. I'm like, I'm kind of in the mood for something new, so I threw that in, and you guys came up. So I'm like, 4-Stroke Baron.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. I hit cut. I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't Devin Townsend-esque at all. What the hell is... And then like a minute and a half later, I'm like, okay, I get it now. And then I ended up hearing Machine and Joy and Cyborg Part 2. And Machine and Joy is like my favorite track.
Hell yeah, dude.
Both your albums and the EP. I love that song.
Yeah.
That's a cool song.
Then I saw one of the videos that you guys did for Cyborg, and then
well, the ones that have actual music videos that are the stop motion are Planet Silver Screen and A Matter of Seconds.
A Matter of Seconds. So the stop motion stuff on that is amazing. It's like kind of like the Brothers Quay meets Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah.
I love it. How did you guys get the ideas for doing that?
So Thomas Yagodinsky, the guy who made the videos. Oh yeah, Matt has we got some of the puppets.
Oh,
we met
no
him
way.
On our last tour.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Because he has to make new ones next time he does.
The eyeballs falling out.
Oh my gosh, eyeballs falling out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
They're huge. It was actually like 12 inches tall.
Oh,
yeah, the bears from the Matter of Seconds video are the size of my dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So now is this something that you guys had the general idea of the storyline for the videos that you wanted to do, and he jumped in with doing the stop motion, or was it collaborative?
It was collaborative. I saw he made a Mastodon fan video in 2014.
Someone's just staring at me. I love it.
He made a Mastodon fan video in 2014. He just did it on his own.
Okay.
And it's the same like stop motion kind of thing, jamming. And I remember I saw that when it came out. I would post on the ESP Guitars forum.
Okay.
And someone posted it there. And I just remembered, it's the only time I think in my adult life I've been blown away by a music video.
Right.
So then when we got asked, we were told that we had to do a music video for the album. That was the very first thing I thought of. Is like, oh, that guy did that Mastodon video. That'd be amazing if he could do a video for us.
Oh yeah.
And then none of us thought it was really going to work, but we emailed him. I don't know why. Like, we just assumed, I don't know, this guy, if he's that talented, he must be busy or too good for us, or I don't know. And
he's got too much on his plate. He's not
kind of cringed. We all kind of cringed at the thought of us being in a music video because none of us. Well, Keegan looks cool.
Yeah.
Me and Kirk don't look cool. So we're like, damn, we're not going to like do a warehouse video.
Goddamn.
Smoke because we're not metal looking guys. So we can't do that.
We're not actors. We're not going to fucking,
Yeah. And because so many music videos, most of them end up just cringy and stupid. And
Yep.
so we just wanted to avoid that because I don't want to do something if it's cringy and stupid. There's no
exactly.
point.
You want to look back on it, 3 albums from now and say, hey, that's still a pretty damn cool video.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it holds up.
Yeah, I don't see the point in doing something just because we feel like we have to, or we're told, like, oh, you got to make a music video. That's the whole reason to make a music video is that it looks good and actually contributes something, not just do it just because so you can say you have one.
So where do people see videos now? I saw yours on some article on Revolver. I saw the Matter of Seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember where. I think I just looked it up on YouTube. The Cyborg once.
Yeah, you mostly have to rely on people sharing videos on YouTube. That
seems almost counterproductive to spend all that money making a video and then have to rely on other people pushing it around.
Yeah, just how it works now, I guess.
The nature of it now, because there's no like MTV or there's no anything like that. So it's all pretty much YouTube. You put on like Facebook video too, but you don't really. The thing that's annoying is you never really know how many real people are seeing it because it always seems like it's just bots.
Yeah. So how do you guys go about promoting the band? I mean, so you got the videos and all. You're playing out a lot, or are you? I don't know. How the hell do people promote stuff now?
I wish we knew.
Yeah, it's just like I'll share it every now and then online, like when it's relevant. There's like that ESP guitar forum I used to post on. There's like a community of guys. Like I'll share it with them and just share. How we got found in the first place by Prosthetic was when we did the EP. Is I would just email it to musicians I liked.
Okay.
And I would just find like a popular musician I like and be like, oh hey, check this out. Like a big fan of you, and this is our album.
Kind of like how I get people on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's all it's just emails now.
Exactly.
And, so I just emailed it to people, and then Cloud Kicker shared it.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first time we actually got a bump in fans and people actually sharing it.
Okay.
And then, so that's when, because before that, it was out for a few months with literally, I think, maybe 2 downloads.
The first EP, you're saying?
Friends. Yeah, the EP. It just sat there and didn't really do anything with it. And I'd email it to people, but it was just kind of just sitting there. And it was finally in March. So we released the EP, I think, January 2014. It was March or April 2014 when Cloud Kicker finally shared it, and then actually got a little chunk of downloads. It wasn't anything major, but it was just enough people. And Cloud Kicker kind of has his own little community of listeners.
Right.
So then they got a dog looking at you.
Oh, hey, bud.
So then that's kind of how a little fan base started. And then when you release stuff, those fans will share things.
Yeah.
And it just kind of spirals out from there.
I've been trying to share you guys with as many people that I know that are into this type of music. So,
dude, thank you.
Yeah, nice. Appreciate it.
Hey, the music is quality, man. It's awesome stuff. It's like I said before, it is literally the merging of 2 of my favorite bands of all time. So,
that's awesome.
Dude, yes.
So I love it. The music is pretty dense, and the last track, you guys have a saxophone solo.
Yeah.
So that was
Jorgen Munkeby.
Yeah. So how did that happen?
Emails, dude. It's all emails.
It's all emails, man. Yeah. So
So this whole band is basically Craigslist emails.
Yeah, Craigslist and emails. That's
exactly. That's the secret to success. Just ask Jeff Bezos. That was I think my idea, because we had toyed around, because with the label debut, we're like, we gotta have something kind of like, I don't know, something kind of crazy on it, or something like cool. Like we'd love to have some sort of like eye-catching thing or a name attached to it. Yeah, and we were trying to think of guest stars and stuff like that, or guest people to solo. And we were looking at guitar players, we were looking at keyboard players at one point.
Yeah, we wanted someone who could like kind of shred.
Yeah,
none of us can really shred enough to make it worth putting on an album.
Really, actually, you guys sound pretty damn proficient.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like as far
That's
as
a word.
soloing, like which I can, because like on King Radio we did it, but guitar solos aren't really a thing. Like I like to do. There's every now and then if I get in the mood, like that one in King Radio.
Yeah.
That was kind of like we started the song like, dude, let's make like it was gonna be like a 10-minute guitar solo, and I was like, let's just like I hate doing guitar solos, but let's just like if we make a whole song the guitar solo, that'd be awesome.
And you get that out, and you don't have to do another one.
Yeah, and then that 10 minutes that turned in. I think it's like actually a 5. It ends up being just like a 5-minute solo, I think.
Wow.
And the solo itself is maybe just like 3 minutes.
So you couldn't even do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
God, you fucking failure.
And, but after that was sort of I think we had recorded almost everything at that point, and we wanted something that we wanted a part on the album where someone was just shredding, like, but we wanted it to like be unique and actually worth it and cool.
Right.
So most people we thought about, even if they're really good, it was like, they wouldn't really like.
It's still just like a guitar solo.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Like, there's already guitars on the album.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like this dramatic like entrance, so to speak.
And it wouldn't add to the music. And like Jorgen, he's just a really unique writer. Like there's no one like him that can actually write those kind of solos or anything. So we just told him like, dude, go crazy on it.
Yeah. So I was the one who was kind of like, what if? Because I'd been a fan of Shining for like a decade or so, and Kirk has been a fan of Shining for a while. And I just was listening to them. I was kind of like, I wonder what Jorgen's up to. And like on his website, there's just a form that's like, hey, do you want me to saxophone solo on your record? Like, hit me up. And so I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So,
wow, dude, that's awesome.
And then he brought us to Europe with him.
mm-hmm.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. That was our first official band tour was in Europe.
Oh man, so you guys were you opening for The Shining? That's awesome.
Yep, no, it was a lot of fun.
And was that for Planet Silver Screen? Then I guess you just I guess that would make sense.
Their most recent one, Animal, came out about a month before Planet Silver Screen did. So this was like the second leg of their. They did 2 tours promoting Animal, so we got on the second leg of it basically.
Oh, nice. So how do you guys go about recreating the density of the songs live, or is that something you even worry about? Like, I mean, are you playing Video Maniacs live without the sax solo?
That one we don't do, just because there's a lot of dual guitar parts, and there's obviously the sax solo.
Yeah,
there's some synths, but for most of the songs, we can actually recreate it pretty well live. Like we've got some trickery that makes Kirk sound like 2 guitarists instead of 1.
Okay.
A little bit of backing track stuff.
Like a couple backing tracks.
No backing tracks during it's just a couple intros, like synth intros.
Okay.
Exactly.
So there's no backing tracks playing while we play.
Right.
It's just like the 7th of July has a synth intro, but we don't have like backing tracks going during any songs.
Yeah, right. And we can recreate our vocal effects live, so all the like cool chorus and delay and all those things, they come across live. Just like they do on the album, or close enough to the album.
Because everything on the album is just drums, bass, guitar. But there's a lot of echo on things and reverb, and so it's actually like pretty easy to dial in live.
Okay, well that's awesome. I mean, I'm hoping you guys tour around the East Coast, Mid Atlantic area, like Virginia, DC area.
Yeah, we're hoping to. Yeah,
I'm dying to see you guys live. But
we got some live videos online. I mean, it doesn't do it the justice of seeing it live, but I mean, they're circulating out there on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them as I was doing my research for this show, and I was really impressed on how close you guys are to the album as far as the density of the sound.
Appreciate it.
So how did you come up with the name 4-Stroke Baron?
Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend, Charles. We were texting. I think he texted me like, hey, he was trying to come up with fake Judas Priest song titles. And him and I were just joking around, sending them back and forth. One of them I made up was 4-Stroke Baron. And I told him, I was like, dude, I found the formula. It has to have some kind of engine reference. So like a 4-stroke engine. It has to be vaguely medieval sounding. So like Baron, some kind of medieval reference, And then it also has to sound vaguely sexual. Yeah. So Four Stroke Baron it's a fake Judas Priest song title.
Man, well, you hit all the points, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I told you when I was I played guitar a little bit. So I'll tell you, I was in a 3-piece as well. We never played out because none of us had taken lessons, and our drummer didn't have any cymbals. So we never played out. We played in my buddy's basement a lot, and we were trying to figure out a name just for the hell of it, just to have a name, because we would do kind of like you guys. We would just kind of record shit as we were playing it. We could never ever recreate anything that we played. We played it. It was like one and done because none of us had any idea what the hell we were doing. So for some reason, this fake band, we wanted a name, and we struggled forever to find one. And I heard something on a TV show, and it was a fake video game. And so that's how we came up with our name, which was Super Karate Monkey Death Car.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing that out to everybody. You guys ever want to use that on anything? You have the originator's permission to. Yeah,
exactly.
Karate.
Write a song about that.
Super Karate Monkey Death Car. It's up for grabs. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, exactly. Before we steal it.
So what do you guys, when you're touring, do you have anything weird ever happen? I love to hear stories about just weird shit that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't get a chance to hear about.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to.
A lot of it's inside jokes that if we told them, no one would get it.
Yeah,
so we probably won't. One of the better ones though is Keegan got left in Poland. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, he got abandoned, and my dumbass didn't realize it, and I should have because he was above me, and so we had bunks,
right.
And he was my bunkmate, and he'll tell the story from his perspective. I'll tell it from mine.
Oh, please.
So we were leaving. We were driving. I was laying in my bunk, and me and Keegan had a conversation about how we got the worst bunk because we were at the bunk right at the stairs, so the light's always on, and you can hear people getting up and down all through the night. And not only that, but our bunk was super squeaky. There was something in it that it was like a joint that was just squeaking together. So all night long while you're driving, you would just hear beep, 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 beep. It was miserable. So the bus was driving, and I was laying down, and I was like, fuck it, I'm determined to get good sleep. I'm going to figure out what's squeaking. So I get up out of my bunk, open up Keegan's curtain. I didn't even knock because I'm a fucking barbarian.
You didn't knock on my curtain.
I didn't knock on his curtain, and he wasn't in there. So what I do, instead of going, oh shit, Keegan's not in there, I go, I'm going to figure out what the hell's squeaking. So I'm rummaging around in Keegan's bunk, and I can't figure out what's squeaking. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I want to get sleep. So I rummage around. I go, well, whatever. I'm going to go pee. I'm just going to put my headphones in and go to bed. So I walk downstairs, say hi to everyone who's down there still. Still don't see Keegan and still don't think of anything. Go pee, walk back up to my bunk, lay down, put in my headphones, open up my phone, and I have like 4 missed calls from Keegan. And because I'm the only one out of us, because we're in Europe, so no one has phone service. I'm the only one because I bought a data plan. Oh. Keegan had like some sort of weird data plan that like was like a residual from the last day.
It was like on a daily basis.
Right.
Happened to do it that day.
Oh my
gosh. And I look at my phone and I go, 4 missed calls from Keegan? Holy shit. We left them. So I call him back, and all I hear is, Matt, the bus left without me. You guys need to turn around. And my only response was, dude, they said we're too far gone, man. We can't turn around. You're going to have to find a ride. And he was like, very fucking funny, dude. And I was like, all right, man, I'll tell him we got to turn around. Click, and told him we got to turn around.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So we had played this show in Poland. I think it was Warsaw. And it was a super cool show. And the venue was it was a really interesting layout as far as the entrance. So the entrance, like there was a courtyard. And so to get in the courtyard, it was a pretty tight fit. Like it was like a 1-car in-out kind of thing.
Okay.
And these bus drivers, like, Jesus, dude, they're incredibly good at what they do because they managed to like back up a bus with a trailer. They managed to back the trailer into the courtyard, leave it there, and then like the bus went off to wherever it parked.
Wow.
So at the end of the night, it's all like atmosphere and everything like that. So I'm watching them back the bus in to get the trailer to then head out. And I check my watch, and it's 1:45, and the bus call was 2 a.m.
Okay.
So I'm on the phone with my girlfriend. That's what I'm doing outside the bus, talking to her, watching Mario and Andy do their thing while they're doing this. And this was like the 4th show in, I think, at least.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
I in my head, I'm like, surely the bus drivers know who I am. Like I am, like I have a 1.5 foot long beard.
Right.
Like I'm pretty noticeable, like as a person, as an entity. And so I'm like, surely they know that I'm on this bus. So I'm watching them like do their thing, and they managed to, like I said, incredible bus drivers. They back in, they hook up the trailer, and they're starting to like pull out. And I'm like, like why are they like pulling out? They've got the bus in, like. But then there's like a cherry picker, like cleaning shit off power lines. It was like this weird thing. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're trying to get in front of the cherry picker. Who knows? So they like pull out of the courtyard, and I'm just like walking behind them, like because they're kind of going slow. And they pull off to the side of the road. I was like, oh yeah, that's what they're doing. They were just getting ahead of the cherry picker, whatever. So then the bus starts to drive. I'm like, okay, like that spot was perfectly fine. Like why would they keep driving? And then the bus starts like actually driving, and I'm like on the phone with my girlfriend. And I'm like, babe, the bus is like leaving. And she's like, honey, they're not going to leave you. They're not going to. I'm like, no, the bus is like really going. And I'm like, fuck. And so I start like running. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, start like sprinting like with this bus. And I managed to get to the front window. I can see both Mario and Andy, the bus drivers. And I can see them. I'm like yelling, like, wait, stop, wait. And then like the bus like starts slowly pulling away. And I'm like, dude, no, like I cannot let this happen. Like I have to. And so I'm like, just like with all my might, I give it everything I have, and I get back up to there, and I could see the two of them. I'm like, stop, please, wait, no. And then I just watched the bus like slowly pull away, and just they're fucking gone.
Oh my god!
So it's at this point. So I had like was sprinting. I was like I'd done everything I could. So this is when I start calling Matt. Because he's the only one on the bus whose phone number I have. I think like the tour manager gave his number at one point, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. And I was trying to do it as quick as I could. Oh. And I call him, he's not fucking answering. I'm like, dude, Matt, I swear to fucking God. And so finally answers like the 4th or 5th time or whatever. And I'm again, please. So they managed to, obviously they came around and they got me. It was not. They weren't even like 5 minutes up the road or whatever.
Oh, good.
But the cherry on top of this story, in my opinion, so I get on the bus, and so there's a couple of reasons why this all happened. So remember I said I checked my phone at 1:45. Turns out my watch had lost about 10 minutes.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was really 1:55, and the bus left on time. Oh, they didn't leave early. And then Joachim, the tour manager, was like, yeah, I did a head count around like 1:45, but I just assumed it. Like, then you got off the bus after that, and so I didn't check after the bus left.
Wow.
So then I'm on there. I'm like, fucking just fucking exhausted. And so Jorgen from Shining, head guy from Shining, comes down and he says, he's like, were you shouting? Or like, were you like, did something happen? I was like, yeah, I got left behind. He's like, were you shouting? Like, wait, stop, wait. I was like, yeah, I was in fact. He's like, oh, I heard you. I was like, okay. Thanks, I guess. Thanks. You didn't fucking check or think to stop or anything. Like
tell anybody.
He was just like, "Oh yeah, I heard you." I was like, "Yeah, cool."
Awesome.
Like, yeah, someone's outside and like really needs our help. Yeah, I heard that.
See if he does your next sax solo.
Yeah,
that'll teach him.
Yeah, so that was definitely a highlight from Europe, at least.
I think Europe was also kind of a rare breed because it was we were in a nightliner, so it was an 18-person sleeper. It was us, Shining, and another band called Dream Archer. Mm-hmm. So we were pretty pampered on our first tour. We had the nightliner and a fridge and bathroom, and it was
a hotel.
It was a hotel. It was a beautiful bus, and it was had LED lights, so we could get hammered and turn on these LED lights and put music on and scream at each other and whatever else we do, and it was great.
I was wondering because when you said you'd gone downstairs, it's like gone downstairs on a bus,
dual decker, man.
Yeah, it was a double decker nightliner, full on rock star carriage.
Oh man!
So we got kind of spoiled with our first tour, and then this tour that we just did.
Slept in the car.
Slept in the car. It was because you tell people that you're in a band and you've gone on tour, and I think people from outside of the music who are within the people outside of like the music realm, they think they hear touring band, they automatically assume that's your existence.
Right.
Is the tour bus and the comfy sleeping.
Luxury.
And in reality, you're trying to squeeze 3 grown men into the back of a Yukon.
Yeah.
And Kurt's getting night terrors and Keegan's snoring and I'm farting and we're gross and we stink and we don't shower.
You're driving a bunch. Like I never felt older than on tour. Like my ankles started swelling like a grandma, and I was just like, oh God.
And then, so I guess this isn't really a super funny story, but it's kind of entertaining. We slept at a Walmart parking lot, and we got comfortable. We reclined all the seats. We did our whole entire getting ourselves ready for bed.
And I've noticed I think this is our first time trying to sleep in the car.
First time trying to sleep in the car ever. Okay. So this wasn't even on tour. This was like we had a show in California, and this was like our first road experience with being on the road.
Okay.
So it was in Fresno, I think, and we found a random Walmart. And we're like, all right, this is it. We're gonna sleep in the car and we're gonna see how it goes. So we get all comfortable. We get the entire sleeping situation set up, and I just hear. I was like, I stood up and I was like, "You guys hear that?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "What the hell is that?" So apparently, it was just some homeless guy tweaking out of his mind, screaming at himself in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh my God.
3 to 5 seconds.
And so, the normal person would be like, well, why didn't you guys move? And I was like, it's such a pain in the ass to set up the car. Sleep, that we had the whole car set up. It takes like 20 minutes.
And finding a spot too.
And finding a good
it's pretty
spot.
late at night too.
So we were like, all right, he can't keep it up forever. Like, we'll just laugh at him for a little bit and then we'll go to bed. So it's probably like 1 o'clock or so when we're sleeping and we hear him. Mm-hmm. And 45 minutes later, he's still doing it. I was like, yeah, just screaming at himself. So I put my headphones in because I have trouble sleeping. I think they might be asleep by this point.
I think I managed. Yeah.
But so I put my headphones in and I'm trying to sleep, and I think I sleep for a little bit, and I wake up and I take my headphones out and I wait for a minute. I go, all right, thank God the guy's done. So I put all my stuff away and I roll over, start to close my eyes, and I just hear. And he just starts screaming at himself again.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the hell is happening? So all night long, we just heard this crazy ass guy screaming at himself. And as soon as the sun started coming up, there was like one ray of light, and he just turned into dust and disappeared. He did not scream. He did not scream another time. As soon as a little ray of light came up through the sky, he didn't scream one more time. But we had to get up and get ready to leave in like 3 hours to go to the next place.
Oh my God.
We were like, well,
the entire night.
Sleep is for not.
Like a homeless guy who's scared of the dark.
Like 5 hours.
Oh my God.
Get off of it.
That's hilarious. All right, hey Keegan, I got a question for you. What are you drinking?
Right now, drinking Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop IPA. It's their seasonal.
Nice. That's not bad. I'm not a big IPA fan, but I do like that one.
I'm a mild beer snob. This was like, to be honest, I bought this knowing that Matt wouldn't drink it out of the fridge.
It's true. It's Coors Light or nothing for me.
Oh, hey, see, I just finished up my first 6 of the season of Mad Elf. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wait, is that
Trogs?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the honey and cherry seasonal thing that they do. It's amazing.
Well, that sounds kind of good.
Oh yeah, right now I'm on vodka. So.
Oh, there you go.
Are you a fan of Mead by chance?
Yes, I am.
So I think
I'm a fan of most things with alcohol in it.
Yeah, a friend of ours, one of the guys we just toured with from Stellar Circus. So we had a signature Mead actually, based on we still have.
Wow.
We have one bottle, but it might be sold out now. So our friend said he bought the last 2.
Oh, I saw that in the kind of somewhat documentary that you guys did.
Oh, the bass playthrough?
Well, I did a bass playthrough and I guzzled it.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but so we had our own signature Mead. There might still be some around, but he claims he bought the last 2. But so it's based on a matter of seconds. So
it was delicious too.
Dude, it's so delicious.
I haven't had Mead in ages.
So it's from Brimminghorn. So if you ever need to look up some good Mead, like check out Brimminghorn.
It's amazing. Mead is normally really gross to me, but this tastes like grape juice.
Oh, really?
Alcoholic Welch's, and it was delicious. It was raspberry with blackcurrant and hops was like the intent of it. So it's like a little tart, but it wasn't ever like puckeringly so, and it's like a little sweet, but never cloyingly so. Like it was a nice balance, and they sent us a ton of it to sell, and we drank about maybe a third to a half of it, like on our own. Like we just fucking we went.
It was tasty.
Hey, well, you know it's good.
We could sell this, or we could drink it.
I'd drink it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that sounds like it's right up my alley because I like Goses. I love the sour beers.
Sure, yeah. That's what. Yeah.
I'm
So
fancy of sours.
these two will drink yard beer, or they'll drink like sours.
Yeah.
Like, that's the things they'll have.
Yeah, it's like Miller Lite or sour.
yeah, exactly.
Like two.
There's no in between either.
Yeah.
Oh,
Miller
man.
Lite, Coors Light,
Yeah.
or a
The
fancy ass sour.
opposite extremes of the beer world.
Or Bach wine.
Yeah.
Just bronze, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
man.
mainline vodka.
Yeah.
Butt chug.
So, all right. So if anybody's interested in the Mead besides me or buying your stuff, where can people find the albums? Where can they find out when you're touring and where you're playing?
Most back alleys.
All right.
Back alleys.
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Exactly.
Yeah. We have a website. This is fourstrokebaron.com. All of our merch is on there. Whenever we have shows or tours, all the tour dates get posted on there. And then I just Prosthetic Records website as well. And then all the usual stuff. We have all the social media stuff: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And it's all
Pretty much all
Four
just
Stroke
add Four Stroke Baron. There's no secret acronyms or fucking abbreviations or anything like that.
No weird underscores.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then,
If you just Google our name, you can find
Yeah.
pretty much anything you're looking for.
Not a whole else. Not much else pops up when I Googled Four Stroke Baron. So
Right.
It's true.
Yeah, and then
that and like a porn site was about it.
Yeah,
Nice.
Pornhub.com.
That's
forward
ours,
slash-
too.
Yeah. Stroke Baron.
Our own channel.
And then like Keegan said, the mead is at briminghornmeadery.com.
Yeah, you get it from the meadery.
The meadery.
And is
That the technical term? A meadery?
yeah,
It is,
meadery.
yeah. Learn that.
All right. I need to learn something new
Something
today.
new every day.
Are you guys working on some new music?
Yes, we're for 2019. We're working on some covers, and it's not the typical.
We'll keep it shrouded in suspense, but it's going to be kick-ass.
It's gonna be amazing. Like we picked the perfect songs. There's like a lot of choice in them. Like I really thought about which songs we do.
Okay.
And it's nothing super obvious. Like because we want to avoid the usual like it sounds like a covers album or
It's going to be a very Four-Stroke Baron album.
yeah.
but
it's gonna sound like a Four Stroke Baron album, but just like our take on some
Yeah, exactly. Just not
Some
our
songs.
songs, technically.
yeah.
Is it
And
going to
we
be
have
like
started-
is it going to be
go
like a
ahead.
full length?
No, it'll be about 4 or 5 songs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then, we have started writing for the next album, too. We have a bunch of ideas, nothing like solid or recorded. It's basically just a bunch of ideas, and we wrote them all down and, found our favorites that we liked. I think we have like 40 different ideas right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Of
Nice.
things we want to do and of where we kind of want this album to go. So we're in the infant stages of writing the next album.
That's awesome. Well, keep up the jazzercise intros because I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right.
We're
So,
gonna keep it up because then it becomes expected.
okay, all right. So all right. What's something different you could do? Not 80s.
What would be the difference? What's the opposite of jazzercise?
It's I don't know.
Bluegrass exercise.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Bluegrass intro. That would be amazing.
bluegrass intro drinking yard beer.
It would always
that
have,
sounds like my
yeah. Like stuff like the intros always just kind of pops up. Like I'm always recording things and like sometimes make a little like weird idea that's not even like this is gonna be Four Stroke Baron. It'll just be some stupid weird little cool sounding thing. And then sometimes we'll listen to it and be like, wait, holy shit, this could be kind of cool for the intro to an album or a song or something. And
Right.
so something will happen.
That's
Something's awaiting. I don't even know what yet.
Yeah, we're not great songwriters. Things just happen by accident.
Yeah.
well. That's awesome.
Everything
That
has happened to Four Stroke Baron by accident.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, you're not forcing it, so that's the beautiful part of it. So, all right. So on this covers album, any Phil Collins era Genesis stuff coming out?
No, there's the songs. It's we want to do Prince. I'll give you the bands, not the specific songs we're thinking.
All right,
we're gonna do Prince. Gonna do Death Grips.
Wow.
Gonna do Red Rider. Lunatic Fringe. I'll give you that one. That one's obvious.
Oh, cool.
It's the only good Red Rider song. And then, God, I already forgot the other one.
Tones on Tail.
Oh yeah, Tones on Tail.
I don't know that one at all.
Yeah, it's like an old one. And then that's check out the song "Burning Skies."
Okay.
It's because that song like sounds pretty four-stroke barony.
All right.
And then we're thinking of doing a Post Malone cover if we can swing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's
we have
awesome.
It'll be interesting because we're not trying to do like the gimmicky like, oh, this is a funny cover.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a metal cover.
Yeah, or it's just at like the same song but with his vocals over it. Like, we want it to be
Very four-stroke Baron.
Four-stroke Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to that, man. When do you guys think you might be touring again? And you think you might be coming to the East Coast at all? Because I'm dying to see you guys live.
You're always invited.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Anytime you want to show up.
Yeah, and we don't have anything planned. I mean, we're always trying.
We're working on stuff right now.
The thing with tours is they're booked so far in advance, and they're so hard to get that you're kind of always trying.
Yeah.
And then you don't really know about something. It's announced pretty quickly. It's not like you have a tour planned like next year and we're waiting to announce it kind of.
Okay.
I mean, it sort of happened with the last one. It was like I think we waited maybe a month or something, a couple weeks.
Something like that.
But we're always trying. So,
and we do have a couple leads. I mean, nothing solid, nothing that we could even announce to say that it's going to happen. We have a couple things that are in the works that could potentially happen, which could be pretty awesome and lead us over to that side of the country.
Yeah, we're pretty much constantly talking to other bands, like saying like, "Oh, when you guys plan to tour next, let's do something."
Emails.
Yeah.
Emails.
Yeah, it's just emails.
Yeah.
Again, always because we really want we'd really rather be an opening band for a much bigger band and kind of like broaden our audience, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like the band that we just went on tour with, Stellar Circuits, like they're also like a fairly small band like us, and so it works to do like a cool co-headlining thing. We got to switch off every night. And,
yeah.
like
it was good turnouts,
and it was good turnouts to be honest.
Great guys.
And we love those dudes. And but we like our preference would be especially since we're going into kind of the writing recording phase we're going to focus on that for now. And if we can get approached or we can find the right tour to do, like, we'll happily consider or jump on it. But for right now, I think we can take a bit of a breather because we just, ran through that tour a couple weeks ago and focus on the writing recording aspect.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing the covers, the new stuff that you guys come out. And I will definitely be keeping an eye on the website and social media for any tour announcements because like I said, you guys are my favorite discovery of the past year, and
nice,
thank you, man.
Dying to see you guys live.
Killer, dude. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate that.
Okay, yeah, dude.
Thank you guys so much for coming on, man. I've kept you guys a while. I really do appreciate you spending so much time with me, man.
Yeah,
thank you.
Appreciate you.